Good evening. We've been following breaking news all day long. Toledo's water supply is contaminated, and it's affecting communities right here in Michigan. Short time ago, Ohio's governor declared a state of emergency for Toledo's Lucas County and surrounding communities. All this started early this morning when chemists discovered microcystin in the water supply at Toledo's Collins Park water treatment plant. Experts believe an algae bloom in Lake Erie is to blame. For now, people in some parts of Monroe County are being told not to use the water. Don't drink it, don't cook with it, don't try to boil it, and don't shower in it. Since the news broke, people have been flooding area stores to buy water, and many have sold out. Let's send it now out to 7 Action News reporter Mike Woolfolk. He is live from Monroe with the very latest for us on this very serious situation. Mike?
Good evening to you, Dave. We are live outside of a Kroger store and this is one of those stores that you just mentioned that the shelves were emptied by customers. Take a look at some video that we shot earlier, and we can tell you, though, that about half an hour ago, a truck arrived at this store with replenishments of water, and we just saw our first customers leaving the store with water in hand. So if folks do still need to buy water, still want to buy water, they can do so at this Kroger location. Now, about 8 miles south of here is the small community of Luna Pier. It is one of the communities currently under the emergency water ban, and to say it's been an interesting day there may be an understatement.
I woke up this morning, got a phone call from my girlfriend Vicki, and she said, "Oh my God, there's a warning. Don't bathe, don't drink it, don't touch it."
Not what Melanie Counterman or anyone else in the Luna Pier area expected to hear first thing this morning. This area among several in Monroe County where residents have been told not to use the water because it may contain unsafe levels of microcystin, a toxin that comes from harmful algae blooms.
Evidently, they took a test at the plant, Toledo's plant, last night and found out that the algae was causing major problems with the system at that time.
It's completely changed our entire day.
Isha Butler and her family among the many taking advantage of a water distribution point at the Luna Pier Fire Department. This was not how they saw their Saturday playing out.
All of our plans that we had to change so that we could make sure we had enough water for the dog, for the baby, for the rest of us.
Butler says they drove 22 miles to Dundee for breakfast because the local restaurant down the street was forced to close. And speaking of food, Ed Miller has another concern: fish.
Me and my grandson was out for 2 days. We got 100 fish in the freezer. Do I got to throw them away?
High levels of phosphorus and nitrogen in Lake Erie spawn these harmful algae blooms. The nutrients come from runoff of over-fertilized fields and lawns, among other sources.
Why aren't they getting on these farmers about putting all this stuff on their fields and letting it run into our lake?
Great commodity like the Great Lakes, and this is what we're doing to it.
You heard it. Is a good question. We're working to find some answers to that question. Also, residents would like to know why things are so much worse this year when last summer was a heck of a lot hotter and they did not have any water emergencies like this one tied to the algae blooms. All good questions. We'll be working to find some answers. For now, we're live in Monroe. Mike Woolfolk, 7 Action News.
All right, Mike, thank you for the information and for the live report tonight. And here's a look at the Michigan communities that should not be drinking the water: Bedford Township, LaSalle, Erie, and Luna Pier. If you live in any of these communities, you cannot drink the water and you should not bathe in the water. Also, do not boil it. You can actually increase the concentration of toxins, and don't give it to your pets. Now, if you do drink the water, it could result in abnormal liver function, diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, numbness, or dizziness. You should also avoid skin contact with the contaminated water because it can cause irritation or rashes. If you think you have been exposed, seek medical attention right away. And stay with 7 Action News and WXYZ.com. We are expecting new test results to be released at 7:30 tonight, and we'll bring you any new developments on air and online. Let's send it over now to 7 First Alert meteorologist Chris Wright. He is watching the weather, and Chris, there is a chance we could hear the rumble of thunder.
Yeah, Dave.